B, I want to have a conversation. Mike Sando's going to join the program later today, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And Sando's a really good reporter. Like, he does it the right way, really well established around the NFL, writes for The Athletic. And I like the way he does this. Every year he does these quarterback tiers, right?
All right.
And I think the tier system is a lot more effective than a ranking system because, to me, there is a big group that has separated themselves.
Yeah.
And then there's another group that's trying to separate themselves, right? For me, there's no debate about Mahomes, Allen, Stafford. I'd say Lamar.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow,
Yep.
right? Weirdly, in Tier 1, now, to be clear, he does this legit. Talks to 50 executives and coaches around the NFL. And he divides them up into 4 tiers. Obviously, the higher the tier, the better.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't get caught up in where you rank within a tier. But it is wild to me. We'll start here. Lamar not in Tier 1. Is that crazy to you?
Yeah. It is. Based off he's had, 2 MVPs already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you're just basing it off last year, Lamar wasn't that great last year.
Yeah.
But
There are guys that didn't play a whole last year. So if they're going to dock one person, they got to dock the other for not being in there.
I agree with you. So you've got Lamar not in Tier 1, and then Jayden Daniels is in Tier 2. If I tell you Jayden Daniels is in Tier 2 and the guys at the top all have Super Bowl rings or MVP trophies, I don't see that as much of an argument.
Nope. It's not. It's not an argument. I think people want you to argue because, let's be real, I don't care how much work they do, how many people they talk to. It's still people's opinions, okay? And then I think when we look at it, we have our opinions and we want to fight for it. But the ultimate thing is, guy's been in the league 2 years, and you consider him in the second tier. I don't see that as a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think – so some of the quotes about Jayden from the piece are, I think he was a little quick to take off and run last year. They spent a lot of money on that offensive line and drafted some guys, so I think he just has to settle into position. He has all the talent. Watching Jayden, I think a lot of it was the offense, defenses. In 24, the offense worked. In 25, it didn't. And I think we even saw in the Green Bay game that Jayden didn't look comfortable. He was also getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And
that will make a quarterback leave early.
And it was, I think, here's what I want to ask people. 800-636-1067, 800-636-1067. Jayden Daniels is in Tier 2. I think that's appropriate. If you want to get worked up because he's technically ranked 13th behind guys like Love, Purdy, Caleb Williams, I can hear that. I think Tier 2 is correct, though. He's ahead of Mayfield, Darnold, Lawrence, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix significantly lower. What does he need to do this year for you where this time next year when list season hits, he's back in Tier 1 and it's no longer a
I'll start with
debate?
this. I don't care about that list. I just think what he needs to do this year, settle down a little bit more. Make sure it's about throw the ball, run only if you need to. So if he just goes back to his first year, in his first year, that ball was coming out of his hands so damn quick. I think last year he held on to it a little bit longer. He was trying to give people chances, and then all of a sudden he kept being on his butt. And then once he got on his butt, he decided, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. He began to do things a little quicker than he would ordinarily do. And he has to get back to being what he was in year 1, where he had more patience. And I believe the offensive line is going to help that, and I think last year, Jayden understood Terry not being there kind of hindered some stuff.
Totally.
Then when he came back, they hadn't gotten into that rhythm completely. So he tried to make things for other people, or he tried to make plays himself. I think this year, he's at everybody from the beginning. Relax, and just let things come to you.
Totally. The feel of everything this year is dramatically different, I would say. And I think Jayden's comfort level in this offense, I mean, we're only 2 weeks in, but, I thought today they cooked, right?
Yeah.
And I thought today was probably the best day the offense has had. I think, is there the assumption of health? Yes. But I think that is an assumption around the NFL. I think the reason Lamar's not in that top tier is because of health.
Yeah.
I think removing health, I think Jayden Daniels has looked so good in this camp, so comfortable, so ready to go that I think he gets there. And I don't think it's a ton of conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting with Jayden if people are trying to find a criticism. Is he taking off to run too much? I think last year was just so broken on so many levels, it's hard to know, right?
Yeah.
I want to let these callers weigh in. I guess Mike and Pat are in the car. They just left practice. Mike and Pat, what'd you make of practice today if you were here?
Oh, what up, JP? What up, BMitch?
What's happening, man?
We were out there. I thought it was a fantastic practice today. Beautiful day for football out there with the light drizzle. Every day is a great day for football. No, we saw some really good throws, really good catches. Great effort from our receivers out there. Love seeing the big boys out there push each other around. All in all, it's a good physical practice. Honestly, every quarterback out there made some great throws. Even during the one-on-ones, during the drills, 7-on-7, everybody did great. It was an awesome practice. So, yeah, guys, I think it's the vibe's looking good today. Go Skins. Let's go. HTTR.
Appreciate you, man. All right, now we're going to go to Damian in D.C. Damian,
Well, Damian,
what do you think Jayden needs to do this year to get back in that top-tier QB conversation?
So, in my opinion, Jayden Daniels is going to go back to the top 10. He's going to throw 20 touchdowns this season.
20's not that many, dog.
Yeah, we need 30.
Yeah. I don't know if we lost Damian. But
Well, I just feel like, I just feel like, okay.
that number's got to be at least like 25, dog.
Yeah. But I think Antonio Williams is going to be his second slot receiver. So Antonio Williams has been looking good.
Yeah.
He has.
He has. He looked real good.
Appreciate the call, man. I do think – I think the Terry thing last year was such a hindrance. I think they came in with such heightened expectations. I do think defenses kind of figured some stuff out. But, to me it's almost hard to look at the numbers, Like, his completion percentage did drop almost 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
In 24, he was completing 69% of his passes. Last year, that number fell to 60.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he played 4 complete games. He had 3 other starts where he didn't even finish. There was no – it was like Stallion on the dance floor. There was no rhythm to the 2025 season. You know what I'm saying?
It was more than just him. And I think what I always say, quarterback's the most dependent position in sports. I know what we say. Oh, quarterback make this person better, make that person better. If they don't have an O-line, they're not going to be very good. They don't have anybody to throw the ball to, they're not going to be very good. And if they damn sure don't have a running game to support them, they won't be. Last year, you had injuries to his best receiver. He got injured. Had injuries in the offensive line. All 3 things you got to count on were injured. So now you're fighting the uphill battle. And still, he understands how good he is. He was trying to make things happen by himself. He has to. This year, I think the goal should be keep him comfortable to where he can do things and allow others to help. Don't ever make him think he has to do it by himself.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think if the defense is better, if your run game is better, like there's so many things that can break the right way.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're tracking that way. Injuries can undo any season at any time. Let's seek in Patrick's in Ashburn. Patrick, you think Jayden's poised to get back into this top tier? Talk about him like you talk about Stafford and Burrow?
Yeah, man, he should already be up there. What are we even talking about here, man? Come on now. He was injured last year with an inconsistent offense. You know what I mean? Bo Nix is not better than – I got friends that aren't even going to buy Madden this year because of the ratings. You know what I'm saying?
I do not pay attention to Madden ratings. Perhaps that's a hole in my game.
I don't really care about the Madden
in these
ratings,
tiers, Bo Nix is rated below him. Like, you can make an honest – if you are really tiering this out, I don't – maybe you disagree with Herbert being 6th, Brian, but Mahomes, Allen, Stafford, Burrow, Lamar, Herbert, Dak, Drake May, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Caleb Williams, then Jayden. Based on last season, until you get to 10 with Love, Purdy, Caleb, Jayden, it's a pretty easy case. If you're looking at 25, what was accomplished on the field, and that's what you're basing things on, I think the top 10 of this thing, you can argue about where they're the order if you want, but the top 10 sounds correct. And I think last year, this time last year, Jayden was firmly in the top 10, arguably the top 5. This year, coming off a down season with a bunch of injuries, it's fair for him to be just outside. It also won't matter week 1.
Yeah.
Like,
nobody's going to care.
Daniels is 13th. Hurts is 17th. They're going to be on the field, and we'll start to sort that all out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Jayden Daniels does this year to take a leap? What helps him? Because I think there's a lot that will help this young man really jump. And I think a lot of it is the offense. I think a lot of it, though, is just who he is.